applies.
Okay, but then again, who is the judge of whether Iran lives up to the agreement?
The international and nuclear experts at the IAEA that's responsible for enforcing the Non-Proliferation Treaty, not just in Iran, but all around the world.
That seems to be a point of contention, but I'll leave it there.
Well, so are a bunch of Republicans who claim that they aren't climate scientists and therefore can't evaluate humankind's impact on climate change, all of a sudden anointing themselves as nuclear physicists and nuclear experts, that they're the only ones who are in a position to evaluate whether or not this will prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon? If that's the case, I wouldn't have a whole lot of confidence in that. I'd have a whole lot of confidence in the ability of the IAEA, an international, impartial organization filled with nuclear scientists who recently won the Nobel Peace Prize. I think I would have some confidence in their ability to evaluate Iran's nuclear program. It is their responsibility. I think the last thing I would say about this is, and I'll be careful on this part, but it's also true that there are a variety of ways that the United States has some insight and information into Iran's nuclear program. It is, after all, that the United States, working with our allies, did disclose a previously covert Iranian nuclear facility. So I think that should give people some confidence that it is not just the IAEA who is quite interested in making sure that Iran's living up to the commitments they made in the context of this agreement. That's been true for some time. It certainly will be true as we move forward with implementing the agreement.
These confidential agreements with the IAEA, in the 48-year history of the IAEA, isn't it standard operating procedure for the framework that they create with the countries that they're inspecting to remain confidential?
Well, I don't know. What I can tell you is that, I mean, this is the roadmap for the clarification of past and present outstanding issues regarding Iran's nuclear program that was put out by the IAEA. Is actually a document that appeared on the IAEA website a couple of weeks ago. This is the document that Tom Cotton, the Republican international man of mystery, discovered when he traveled to Vienna. So this information has been put out. The second thing, Jared, is that the information that's included in the agreement between Iran and the IAEA is information that the administration is both aware of and willing to share with individual members of Congress in classified setting. That's already happened in the House. It'll happen in the Senate. And third, the IAEA will write a report about the past military dimensions of Iran's nuclear program. This is a report that they've said that they are prepared to make public before the end of the year, assuming that Iran complies with the requests that they have made for information and access by October 15th. And this is the key part of this whole thing. If Iran doesn't comply with those requests for information and access by October 15th, then they're not going to get any sanctions relief. And it will set back the implementation of the agreement in the first place, which is why I have pushed back. I guess that whole answer actually undermines the claims by our critics that somehow this agreement is either a side agreement or a secret agreement. The fact is, it's neither.
What do you make of people who are saying that it's a side or a secret agreement, given that this is the
Well,
way that the
I think I
IAEA
just explained why neither of those descriptions is true. It's not a secret agreement because we're happy to tell members of Congress, admittedly in a classified setting, about exactly what's included in the agreement. And the fact that no element of the agreement is going to move forward unless Iran complies with the requests that the IAEA has made for request and access, that's an indication that this isn't some agreement that's made off to the side. It's actually central to the completion of the agreement's implementation. All right? Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.